Hello, good day. Welcome to my channel once again. It's Cherry Ann here, and I'm always grateful and happy to be sharing my 6 minutes of success lesson from the Proctor Gallagher Institute with you. So today we will be discussing why respond and not react. So you will get an idea today where you will see immediate value, not just for yourself but for your family, your children if you have any. So as I always say, like, share if you have not already, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you get my videos when I upload them weekly, right? And I would like for this to go as far and to as many people as possible, because a lot of people is looking for support. And as I said before, I am taking you guys on my journey. We are all going on the journey together, growing and being a support to each other. Comment. I would like to know where you're tuning in from. It's always good to know. And you can message any question, anything like that you have. I will try and respond to your questions as soon as possible. So, as I said, my 6 minutes of success lesson this evening. So, why respond and not react? So, as Bob mentions in this lesson, he said a long time ago, he was doing some work for a really big company. Some of the executives had asked him to coach their children. You know, he wasn't looking for anything like that, but, you know, he finally agreed. So it was about 12 children he worked with. He worked with them for 12 weeks, right? An hour a week, right? It was almost always in conference calls. But, you know, a couple of them he sat down with for half an hour, a little more. But outside of that was a group class where he worked with for 1 hour a week on conference call. At the end of the 12 weeks, he said the children stood on a stage in Kansas City in front of 10,000 people, and they had the audience captivated. In fact, the parents, who is the audience, they were taking notes because the children, they were that good. Bob says, he says, children get it faster than the adults. The adults, they are having to change their minds, which is much harder. But the children, they are making their minds up. When he started with the children at first, he mentioned that he was teaching them the difference between reacting and responding. He asked a little boy, he said, you know, he asked him if he's involved in any sports, if he got into any kind of issues in school. So the boy answered, he said, well, yes. And Bob asked him, he said, well, why? He said he told the coach that he was stupid. So Bob asked, well, why did you say that? He said, because the coach was making dumb calls. He said, okay. He said, well, you would get into trouble for that really fast. So Bob asked, what were you playing? He said, basketball. He said, he just made dumb calls. He said, okay. The boy mentioned that the trouble he got in, he got kicked out of the team, and he had to stay back in school and do extra work because he was under detention. So Bob said to him, well, yes, you will get into trouble for that. So Bob, he said to him, he said, let's look at it this way, right? He said, you're probably not going to teach the coach anything, right? He told him, you're probably not going to teach the coach anything. He said he probably isn't the greatest coach in the world, or else he would be in the NBA coaching or something. But he said that he's doing the best that he can with what he has. And he didn't deliberately make these mistakes. So when he makes a mistake like that, if you let it bother you and you react, you will get into trouble. The boy says, yeah. He says, when you react to a situation, the situation is in control of you. When you respond to the situation, you stay in control. Nothing would have changed, as Bob mentioned to him. But you could have said to yourself, because he's explaining to the boy that he could have said to himself, well, that was really a dumb call. But what the heck, it doesn't really matter. And get on with the game. So it would not have caused the coach to get upset, and he would not have been kicked out of the game. Yeah? So he said, you see the difference? And the boy said, yes. He asked some of the other children if they ever got into any trouble. One little girl, she said she got into trouble. So he asked her why. She said she hit a boy. He asked, well, why did you hit the boy? She said he was saying stupid things to her. So he said, I see. He said to her, so you hit him? She said, yeah. He said, and you got into trouble? She said, yes. She was around 13 years old. So he said, you know, boys do dumb things. Because that was why she hit the boy, because she said he was saying dumb things to her. He said, boys don't grow up very fast. He said from personal experience, boys have puddles of dumb all around them. Sometimes throughout their whole lives, but certainly till they get to a point of maturity. And they mature a lot slower than girls. So rather than hit him, you could have looked at him and said to yourself, he is such a little boy. He's not very bright. I'm not going to let him bother me. And if she would have said that, he told her, you would have gotten stronger. You see, when you respond, you get stronger. When you react, you get weaker, because you're forming the habit of reacting. He said some women react their whole life for what men have done to them. Some other women respond. But what he's saying, there's a lesson for all of us to learn here. And it is truth. It's a lesson for all of us to learn. When something happens, it's either going to control us or we are going to control it. There is one thing that is certain. Something is going to happen. Somebody is going to say something, or somebody is going to do something. Some condition or circumstances is going to come in and really give us a whack. But you have the ability to stand back, look at the situation and say, there's a learning experience here. I wonder what it is. That's when you are responding. When you react, you lose. So stop and think about that. It's the difference between reacting and responding. I know you want to win. So if you practice responding, which you can practice today and onwards, you will get results that will give you great benefits. Thank you.